Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. I'm here with a group. Again, I'm not trading, but I do have a lot of interesting stuff to share with you today. So first off, I've just completed a brand new script and made it available at the $1 Million Margin Club. I will I will tell you where to get this for one day only. If you're one of the lucky people watching this video and you watch it for me to drop the hint, for one day only, I will put the script for this brand new indicator, and believe me, you're gonna want it. So hopefully you're watching and you get it for free. I think they're gonna be doing a Black Friday special. They've had this for a little bit now, but I think it's just being released and they're doing a Black Friday special, so it's cheaper anyway. But why not get it for free, right? So other than the scalping indicator down here, I believe this is the biggest game changer indicator there is, and I'll go into it in just a second. Please read this disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of somebody licensed before you try to emulate any of these strategies or any of the indicators or any of the videos on this channel. So I will make this layout available for you for free today as well. Most of you probably have had this. It hasn't changed that much from the last time I made it free, but I will have it for free. Now remember, any custom indicators you see on here, you have to load in first. And then when you upload your platform, your layout in the platform, it will automatically populate those. So we'll go over what some of those are in a minute. But what else I'm going to do today is I'm going to basically show you an overlooked way to find that a lot of people still don't use to this day. And it has changed so much since COVID. It has gotten so much more accurate with all the traders that came in, but what a lot of people don't see for price accuracy for trading. So I try to keep bringing things closer and closer for you to be almost a you can't lose. And I'm going to go over things that you should, hopefully most of you know this already, but if you don't, I'm going to go over some quick and easy ones that when you line up this pattern recognition with the indicators, and then you even throw in a strategy like one of the open strategies, the RV strategy, where you actually have support and resistance levels, it makes it really, really easy to make money. Again, I would say that you need to trade in a simulator first and make sure you're really feeling what I'm talking about with all these indicators, and make sure that you have a day trading plan. We have a maximum loss per trade and a maximum loss for the day. Remember, I have lots of links to lots of books under the more information books I believe in. And remember what Mark Douglas said in Trading in the Zone, which there is a link to. And I have no affiliation with him in any way, but I completely believe he's passed on now, but what he said in the book, that you need to count on every a lot of things he said in the book, but you need to count on every trade to go against you for a period of time, and make sure you set your share size in a way where you can deal with those losses, because that's the only way you're going to really feel secure enough to hold the position for the move that it might get. But you need to think about everything will go against you. Always look at it that way, and it's going to ease up your decision making quite a bit. So, and then I'll just mention the other ones. I have Tom Hougaard, Best Loser Wins is another great one. Excuse me. And my iced coffee. I'm an all-day coffee drinker. So that's Best Loser Wins. And then the $1 Million Margin Club has Day Trading Volume 1 and Day Trading Volume 4, which are strategy guides. Highly recommend those. I will have links to those, as well as the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. And we're going to go over a little bit of that today, what you can expect, because it's the only book that rates the accuracy of patterns. And that's pretty important to know. I haven't been doubling down on that a lot lately. It's almost like with the strategy and the indicators, you don't even need to look at them, honestly, because it's getting easier and easier the more we dig into this to actually make the money. The worst thing, for those of you that are struggling, or those of you that are brand new, the hardest thing is overcoming yourself, over not following your plan. And why do I know these things? Because I was terrible for a long time. I didn't follow my plans. Luckily, I had the money to lose, and I was just like, it's not like I didn't care, but I put it down as a cost of education. Most people can't afford to do that, and it takes a long time to really learn to control yourself. There's nothing that teaches us in school to do that. And that's another thing that Mark Douglas talks about in his book, as well as a lot of other traders. So get the books, study them, and then learn how to use these indicators. And I'm going to give you a large part of that knowledge today for free. So everything's for free. And like I said, stay tuned and listen, and I will tell you how to get this amazing indicator that I'm about to show you. I'm not overstating it. I'm very excited about it. So obviously I designed it, and I'll talk to you about how it works. So right now, this is the perfect layout, I think, to trade the RV and the 5 open strategy, as well as freestyle trading. I have a 1-minute chart here. I have the scalping indicator here, a day chart minimized. This is your active trader. This is level 2. This is a 15-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart. Then minimized here is a 30-minute, another 5-minute, a 1 hour, a 30-minute, okay, another 5-minute, a 30-minute, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour. Now I have all those on here so I can quickly get to them to set up the different strategies that we trade here on this channel. The only thing we ask, guys, is hopefully you can hit that like button and subscribe and help us get out there for more people to go along on this journey, because we're not selling courses or anything like that. A lot of good professional advice from traders here, and a lot of good recommendations. So hopefully you'll stick with us. I mean, it's really just the beginning of what we're going to be offering here. So let's get right into this indicator first. So I'm on Tesla. It doesn't matter what stock you're on. This will work with anything. Now I'm going to talk to you about patterns in a minute too. I marked a few out real quick. There's no shortage of patterns. You can find patterns in almost everything. But let's go into more of this indicator here so you can actually see. So the indicators are these arrows, not these yellow boxes. So let me go into the study. Let me go into these for a second. So this is the indicator that I just created and made, and it was sold instantly to the $1 Million Margin Club. So this is the MMC $1 Million Margin Club buy sell oscillator. So what this indicator does is it's going to tell you a high, a 70 to 75% probability is what our backtesting shows of when the stock will go the other direction, and it's marked with arrows. All the math that I use to figure it out is on the $1 Million Margin Club's website, where you go into scripts if you want to mess around with it and do something different. This is, I haven't really been talking about this a lot because it's still been being back tested, and I did make some slight adjustments on it so it was more accurate, and I really, really believe in it. So let's take a look at it. Guys, you should be excited about this because it's really cool. So let's just look now. What happens is if you see a green arrow, and that will pop up the second the candle closes. It's not like it gets to know what's going to happen. The second the candle closes, there's a green arrow. Now the green arrow, a green or a red arrow. The red arrow means the stock's going to go the other way. Green arrow means it's going to go the other way. So this first one that we look at wasn't accurate. So that's part of the 28% or so, 25 to 28% that didn't get it right. That's why you never want to really count on it, right? But like with any indicator, it's not 100%. But let's just go through them. So that one wasn't right, but it was right a second later, right? And then this one was saying that it's going to turn around. It did. So now we're 1 and 1, right? This says it's going to turn around. It did. So now we're 2 to 1 in the victory of it. This one was not, so we're 2 to 2. This one did turn around, so it's 3 to 2. See, this one is, well, it didn't turn around right away. What I really say is be careful and wait like 1 or 2 candles. But now we're 3 and 3. It's not representing that well right now, unfortunately. And this is 3 to 4, 3 and 4, because it's saying it should go down. Once again, it might take a minute or two. We'll go into these moves in a minute. This one, it did turn around, so now we're like, what was that, 4 and 4? This one, it turned around, so now we're 5 and 4. This one sort of didn't do either, but let's just call it 5 and 5. Now it's 5 and 6. Now it is, this one turned around 6 and 6. So it's only showing you 50%. Okay, 7 to 6. This one 7 to 7. This one 8 to 7. This one 8 to 8. This one 9 to 7. So I'm just showing what happened, 9 to 9. And then this one it's actually behind. So, wow, that's too bad. I was looking at this earlier and it was way better. Now we're 10 to 9, 11 to 9. This one say 11 to 11. If we're just saying exactly, you know, what it is. This one is 12 to 11, 12 to 12. Not really selling it here, am I, guys? We'll keep looking at other stocks. Now, it's meant to be used on a 1-minute chart. I do have it on a 1-minute chart. Yes, I do. So right now, I mean, it's starting to pass it here a little bit. All three of these are winning. That's winning. That's not. That's not. It seems like it's only running about 50% right here. Bad sales job. But this is an anomaly. Let's take a look at another stock. Depressing when I go to show it. As you can see, this is not edited. I didn't look at this ahead of time. I can talk to you about my position I have right now in NVIDIA on another account. But right now, let's take a look at this. Okay, let's go again. We'll come back for the patterns in a minute. So this one was correct. That's 2-0 correct. Now it's 2 to 1. And then this one was not, almost, you know. So 2-2, and then that's correct. So 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, 5-4. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed this. So that's correct. 6-4, 7-4. This dojied before it went up, so I'm going to call that 8-4 because it really didn't do it. 9-4, 10-4, so 10-5. This one is, no, so that's 10-6. Then this one's right, 11-6, 12-6, 13-6, 14-6, 14-7, 15-7. I'm just counting, doing a count for you here. 15-8, 16-8, 16-9, 17-9, 17-10, 18-10, 18-11, 18-12, 18-13. Ouch. 18-14, 18-15. 18-16. This one is right. 19-16, 20-16, 20-17, 21-17. I might have missed one of these in here. 22-17, 23-17, 24-17, 25-17. Well, it ended well. 25 winning trades, 17 losing if you had gone with it. It's usually better than this, so I'm depressed. But anyway, Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. Still more wins than losses, but it's really when you use the other indicators along with it, it's obviously better. But this standalone has been working for people so really well, including myself. So let me just get another look at this. Okay. So how are we here? So the arrows signifying a turnaround. So 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, no, 4-1, close here, so we won't even call that. 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 8-2, 9-2, 9-3. This is if you just took the trade the very next candle, by the way, so I'm being pretty harsh on it. 10-3, 11-3, 12-3, 12-4, 12-5, 13-5, 14-5, 15-5, 16-5, 17-5, 17-6, 18-6. That's hard to call either way, so we won't call it. 18.7, 19.7, 21, 27, 28, 21.8, 22.8, 22.9, 22.10, 23.10, 24.10, 25.10, 26.10, and that's, I guess we'll call it an 11, 26.12, 27.12. So this is doing better than the 70%. This is doing better here. So right, there's another one good, one bad. So now it wasn't giving me like it's not going to be perfect, but this is more of a 70% accurate. So I highly recommend you get this script. They were all above 50%. It's usually in the 70%, so I just picked 3 random here, as you can see, or I would have picked better ones for you. But I did a lot of, I've been working on something similar for this for like over a year now, and I had a couple of breakthroughs to make this better. So I really highly recommend you try it. So for those of you, the people that are worried about taking a chance, I'm going to tell you how to get it for free here on this video for like the next 24 hours or so. So hopefully you're watching it before the holiday hits, because for free, you absolutely should get it. But I think you should get it no matter what. That's my personal opinion, and they just paid a crap load of money for it. I'm not selling them as cheap as I used to the $1 Million Margin Clubs, because I know they're making a lot of money on these scripts. So I'm thinking that they should at least compensate the professor for the design of these. This, I think, is going to change things. I think that the scalping indicator is still the #1 best indicator right here. But I think this is probably the second best, right up there with the multi-chart alignment, and we'll go over some of those too. But before I get back into the indicators, but this is the green is the buyers, the red is the seller, the red is the volume, and you can see it coincide with the candlestick action, as it's happening. But it gives you the percentages inside, so you can really see the momentum. So this is just an amazing. So when you get proficient at reading level 2, which is great if you can do that, this is continuing the information right after the time in sales. A split second later, it's showing you what happened. So you're kind of a continuation of that great information that you really need to do good day trades and scalping. So I have a link to get this, and then there'll be a link to get this one for free for a day, and then there'll be a link to get it at the $1 Million Margin Club. So you just go on their website, and under scripts they have all their, I was just looking at it, it's kind of cool. So all their scripts there. Now let's talk about the other part I wanted to show you about what people overlook. I just got excited, so I jumped right into this, but let's talk to you about patterns here. And I just marked a few just before I started this. I didn't go crazy, but I can find patterns on any chart at any time increment. So I just put a rectangle around them and made them yellow just so you could find them. So, and I wrote accuracy up here on a little post-it note so I wouldn't forget. So this is a tweezer move, all right? So when the bottoms, or sometimes even the wick, they line up at the bottom, and they call that a tweezer move, meaning it's going to go whatever the color of the candle is on the right, that's the direction it will go. So this move is, they say it's right 68% of the time. I frankly find it's right even greater than that for me, that it seems to always, here's another one here. Did I mark that tweezer? Yeah, those are both tweezers, and they both did exactly what they said they do. Now, it didn't go long here. Here it was a pretty big move. So you want to look for these patterns. This new indicator called it out perfectly as well. It's going to turn around. So you had 2 confirming things, and then you might want to look at like the scalping indicator. And the way I read the scalping indicator, right, is that now the volume went up. This is this one right here. So this is where it turned around right here. So volume was high on the selling here, and then you saw the tweezer move, and the volume, there's a little bit of indecision, but as you can see, the buyers were winning out, and then as the volume went up, the buyers went up a lot, like almost triple the amount of volume to get to here. Now, I look at this two different ways. But anyway, it's a confirmation right here. This is a confirmation. So now you have three things, these two indicators and a pattern telling you, go in for a short-term trend. Go in, make some money. It just told you what to do. Get in there. Now, this percentage is for the active candle right now. It's not this one, so we can't see the percentage here. But you can bet that it was higher green than red because it's on this candle. But I wanted to point out to you what worried me about this move to be all in and double down and add shares or whatever is the fact that the buyers didn't get to the top. So when you learn to read this, you'll learn that, hey, it's an upward move. Be careful. Then the next candle, it's still an upward move because right at the top, but look at how the volume went down. So there's not as many buyers. It's mostly buyers, but there's less of them. And then at the same time, you got the new oscillator telling you it's reversing. It's about to reverse. So these could have been called perfectly just by calling the pattern and using the oscillator. And then you look at the double, check everything, look at the scalping indicator. So there you go, like no brainers. And I just grabbed that and zoomed in on it so you could see. So when you learn to read these things, I wish it wouldn't go all the way out like that. When you learn to read these things, it becomes way easier to make money. Sorry, guys. Let me just get to some other patterns here for us. So we were looking at this tweezer. That's a tweezer. That's a tweezer. That is, I believe, a spinning top. That's what it should be if I hopefully marked it that way. Yeah, spinning top. So spinning top in the day trading volume to the candlestick pattern playbook, which I have a link to, is the one that has the accuracy 78.6% that it's going to turn around. And boy, did it ever. So you need to learn. That's a very no-brainer pattern right there. I won't go past here because I didn't mark patterns past here. So, but if I could keep marking these, tweezer move. I mean, there's another spinning top. These are calling them out for you all over the place. So it's a morning star down here. So I just stopped marking because I wanted to show you. So you should learn that book, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. We go on from here, and you could see this one, even though it's a kind of a weird doji in the middle, this is a bull flag. 82% that this next candle will go up. 82%, right? And I probably would have ridden it higher if that didn't pop up. Now you've got something that says, hey, may not go the length of the pole, which is what the pattern calls for, right? It may not, because that just told you. And that pops up the second the candle closes. So you have a chance to just take your profit. Not going to be right. It's right 70+% of the time. And even though my examples didn't show that, overall it showed it being more accurate, but it really is that good. And you can see here it is again. It turned this around, it turned that around. This one it did not. But as I trade using this, and I've been doing it at the Power Hour. And I'll start to use it so you guys can see it in action now. But I believe it, but sometimes if it's not giving me the move right away, I'm patient. I'm patient for a real move. So as you could see, it did turn around at first, and then it closed. It opened here and it did go up, but then it closed. No, it opened here, yeah, and then it did go up a little bit, but then it closed down here. So, I might have said hold and wait for the real move, which is right there. And you almost had another bull flag right here, but you didn't because it can't break halfway down the pole. But this is definitely a bull flag. So I hope it makes sense to you that how these patterns are so important. Another spinning top, the spinning top, the accuracy, what did I say? It was 78.6%. Look, boy, was it ever right, So now they're not all going to be right. That's why you want to have max loss per trade, max loss per day. You want to practice in a simulator, all that stuff. I'm not trying to make it sound foolproof, but the more of these things you learn, the easier it is to make money. You know, the easier it is to be right. And I am a scalper, and I use the 1 minute chart. And it used to be that the 1 minute chart, a lot of these weren't as accurate except on real momentum trading, but they work for large caps too. And I trade a lot of large caps, as you know. So I have lots of videos here about that, showing demonstration videos, showing how to set up charts, giving you free layouts, giving you free indicators, doing, you know, just so much stuff. You really need to look around the channel. Please subscribe and check it out. So let's go back to some of these others. So what did I look at? Tesla. And I will talk to you about my NVIDIA position. I'm in the red on it right now, but I'll talk about my strategy if for those of you that want to know as we break into the holiday. And there is a lot of, I know there's like 5 videos that they have not released with me trading yet, along with this month's keeping it to 100 shares. And we're thinking about next month being able to go up to 150, or possibly trading some mid caps if we can find the right ATR with them. So stay tuned for that, but it'll all be very low share size so that anybody can afford to trade with the strategies, the RV strategy and the open strategies. And hopefully by the end of this season, the 13th season, with the different indicators and the way we show the different strategies, you'll have a really good chance to make a living. Real good chance, guys. It's not unreachable. Control yourself. Control yourself. That's the most important thing. Get out of a trade when it gets your max loss. Get out. Don't pray for it to turn around. We do have the prayer indicator, but don't get out. So here we go right here with our first pattern. I want to show you, this is over on Tesla. I just marked a few, so I'll zoom in to where I stopped marking. I could mark patterns all day long. All right, so this is a bear flag. Now, typically, I will not mark at the open, and I wouldn't even trust this indicator at the open, but I did want to show you what it looked like. It's 82% accurate, and indeed, it did what it's supposed to do. And look at that, right in the middle. It said, hey, there's going to be a pullback. It literally showed you the pullback with that arrow. This is the stuff that was freaking me out, is how accurate this got to be as I tweaked the percentages of where they would, how the math worked. Again, if you want to see the formula, the $1 Million Margin Club should have it posted before you would purchase it. It's sitting there. And then down here, this is a morning star. Okay, so you have that pattern right here. You put all 3 of them, make the pattern. That's a reversal sign from it going down, and it reversed. And that is a morning star, is 78.2% accurate. So, and it called it out. I mean, I literally could just keep finding a pattern, and they're going to be, I almost call that a tweezer because the wick hit the body, but it's not a perfect one. But look, this told you, just take it down like it's a tweezer. So this is, very accurate right here. This one told you again. And did I call these all wrong the last time I pulled these out? Now these all seem accurate to me. Anyway, now we're here to another pattern right here that I marked, which is a tweezer again, and that told you that it should go up along with the arrow, and it went up. Now, these aren't going to go up a lot. I mean, you have down here, you don't want to count on it to go up a lot. $337.72. That's when it went there, and you got all the way up to $339. Is that really that much? Yeah, so that's over $1.50 right there. So if you had 100 shares, then you're making $150 right there. So yeah, these patterns can make you serious money, but always just be prepared for them to go against you. This is a hammer. It's shaped like a hammer. A hammer is always at the bottom of a trend, if you want to call that. So it can't be called a hammer if it's not at the bottom, but it is. So that's a hammer, meaning it's going to reverse, and it reversed. And then it told you when it's going to stop reversing if you had that great indicator that you should get for free. So that's those 2 patterns. Let me go down here. I don't know why I missed a couple of patterns here. There are definitely patterns here, but we'll just go to what I did mark. This is another spinning top. So I think I told you that that is, I mean, there are like 10 to 12 patterns that you see all day long. Then there's a lot more complicated in here that are in that book if you want to learn everything. But honestly, if you learn those 10 or 12 patterns, you're probably good. Not to discount knowledge, because I think you guys should keep learning. But this is, again, a spinning top, 78.6% accurate that it's going to turn around. It turned around, you know. So a lot of these arrows, you know, the price action did turn around, right? It did turn around from there. It just didn't close down. Well, here it's actually this one. So it did turn around from there. It went below, you know, but then it just didn't close there. So it did tell you, and then it just didn't close there. So there's different ways to look at that indicator. It's advising you if it doesn't outright tell you, hey, lack of confidence in this area, you know. Now right here we have, that looks like a rickshaw man. Yeah, that's a rickshaw man. I marked it. There's some subjectivity as to what you might call certain patterns. You know, some people might have called it a spinning top. I think it's like that's the guy's cart, and that's the guy's body in the center of a rickshaw man, whatever, however you want to. It was all done by a Japanese gentleman way back in the 17th century. Rickshaw man, 67.2%. So if you called it a spinning top, 78.6% accurate. Either one, it turned around. And this told you it was going to turn around too. So it turned around, you held strong, and then boom, look how far down it went. So if you captured that move, say, let's just call it 331, all the way down to, really, it starts to warn you here, all the way down to 329 at least. It's $2, $200. A $200 move with 100 shares, right there. So, you know, knowing, and if you add the PDT, if you've made the PDT, you can afford 100 shares. So you could have done that trade. This is another tweezer here, mark tweezer, and it did indeed go up. This told you that, hey, be careful, and again, it's like a pullback right there, so that be careful, but then it kept going up. Be careful again, and then it did keep going up. And then at this point, you probably would have got out, you know. And then this one said it's supposed to turn around, which it really did, but then it didn't close there. So again, these are more accurate than they're depicting right now. I was a little hard on this. But why wouldn't you want this indicator? You know, that's the way I look at all indicators. It's not really in your way, you know, and it's telling you both short and long. I mean, it's telling you when you should get in and get out of the trade. Another tweezer move is always the way on this side that it goes down, the red saying go down. Indeed, it went down. So, you know, learn your patterns is the moral of this story. Learn your patterns, okay? Now, we'll get into some other indicators in a second. I'm pounding this one in because it's brand new and it's free today, and it won't be free past today, past like 24 hours or so. So Charlie's going to take it down, not me. So get it if you're watching this. You know, if you didn't start watching this till tomorrow, rush and see if it's still there. And if you missed it, they're doing a Black Friday special on it over on the $1 Million Margin Club. It's worth it, okay? I know I'm sounding like a salesman, but it's worth it. Okay, let's go to NVIDIA now. It's the last one. Let me, I'll finish what I'm doing here before I tell you about my NVIDIA strategy here. And, you know, people, there's all kinds of ways people talk about NVIDIA, all kinds of, the other person's full of crap that they talk. They know best, you know, whatever. Everybody knows best, right? So I've done quite well with NVIDIA. If it doesn't, I'll get into it more in a minute, but if it doesn't make my mark, because it's such a mega cap stock, I will hold. And I purposely set my max loss to so high that I don't break my own rules, because I believe that I can hold NVIDIA for a swing for more than, say, 2 days or a week, which is what I intend. I can hold it for 3 months, 6 months. I know it's going to go up. I have different accounts to do it, so I'm lucky to be able to do that. So I don't have to get out for a loss. and worry about the wash rule and whatever else. And I have LLCs, and I can trade and hide things and do all kinds of sneaky stuff you guys can't do, but I will. But you don't need to. I mean, you can make money by following your day trading plan. At least don't lose so much that your wins will, make the difference at the end of the week, end of the month, or end of the 6 months, however you want to look at it. So here we go again. This is a no-brainer tweezer move here, that it's reversing it. So it's going green to red, and it went up. So this is actually kind of a weird tweezer, because you could read that going down too, like it should go down. So that's kind of weird, but it is a tweezer move, and you would want to. It's lining up these. The definitive thing is, look here, it's telling you it's about to go up. This could be read either way, so I'm kind of disturbed about that one. But that is a tweezer move. But learn your patterns. Now remember, my platform is wicked sensitive, so I'm not even sure that's the real, that really happened. But then that could have been a high frequency algorithm that I picked up. So your chart might look a little different than that, but and people keep going, how do you do that? Well, there's a video that says how to do it, guys. All right, so this is how to speed up your layout in your platform. I have a video. I think it's video number 3, maybe. Anyway, so here is another spinning top. Turned it around. Again, that's 78.6% accurate. Okay, then it's coming. See, that didn't call that right, as you can see. So they're not right every time. And then down here, we're calling this another rickshaw man. That rickshaw man is 67.2. I'm looking up at the percentages because I don't remember them all. Bull flag I know is 82, and so is the bear flag. What I know is, what makes it really easy is, if you don't want to memorize, these are signs of reversal, of it going the opposite direction that it was. So it's a sign, and then you apply all the other indicators, or the support and resistance levels, or the strategy that you're using to that bit of information. So it's like a 15 to 25% consideration with everything else, because there's no foolproof of anything, and don't ever believe anybody that says that. You have to kind of do the work, but really, I know on this channel, I'm sure there's other channels that do too, we give you all the data that you need to figure it out. If you watch the videos and spend the time and get the indicators and set up your layout so you can use it. You may want to do a completely different layout. I have videos that show you how to build the layout. You should watch those. So I hope everybody's, I know in America here, it's Thanksgiving. It's not that everywhere, obviously. And I want to give a shout out to all my, I'll call them foreign traders from not the U.S. And there's so many countries, Germany, Japan, Australia, so many companies so many countries in Asia, and the Philippines, and I should have had a list, because there's like 25 that are following this channel, and it's fantastic. Thank you all, and I'm sorry if I didn't. Belgium. I'm sorry if I didn't name Sweden, name your country. Obviously, the UK, Canada, those are large numbers of people. And I'm just trying to think of others, because you could get mad that I didn't mention your country. Spain's one of the. France is another one. It seems like every major country. There's a few that weren't here, but United Emirates. There's a few, but most of them I've got people, and they're usually. I'm talking about like over 100 people when I mention the country, like 100 people from your country. You should all get together and find each other. You have a trading group in your country, and I so appreciate you being here. So anyway, so did we do that? We did that one. We did this one. We did that was another. This is a doji. Okay, so this one is a rickshaw man or doji. So that would be a bear doji or rickshaw man. That's debatable. This would definitely be a bull doji right here. So dojis are not accurate that much of the time. So dojis are accurate like 59% of the time, because you see a lot of dojis. So the way I trade is I like to see a consistent amount. Like say this was going up like this, right? Before I would 100% trust this, I mean, that's kind of a doji there too. I'd like to see 2 or 3 dojis at the end of an upward trend, which is barely a trend because that's only 3 1-minute candles. But let's just say it's like, just say, let's just look at this one. So it's trending up. You start to see dojis. The more I see, the more I think it's going to turn around. So here you kind of created a flat top. And if that was real and you could catch that, outstanding. Probably not. But, you know, you make a flat top, so you can even draw a line there and kind of see where it is. And if it kind of breaks there, you might want to grab it. But again, it's telling you it's going to turn around, and finally it does. So I look for multiple dojis when I read dojis. This one, however, gave us a spinning top. That's a high percentage of a turnaround just before it did, 78.6%. And that's when it finally said, we're going down, because it's a higher rating there to pull it down. So learning them and learning their percentages, the candlestick pattern playbook's the only one with the percentages. It's kind of good when I was said in one voice that I know they're a sign of turning around, but I also know that a spinning top, I look at that with a lot more credibility. Same with the tweezer move, a lot of credibility on some of these things. So I will weigh it. If I was only giving it 15 or 20%, I might give it 30% in my mind of all the things I'm looking at that it's going to turn around. So you got to kind of set your own way of looking at it. But the patterns are really important. They really mean something. It's no matter if you listen to people that say they don't mean anything, it's all happenstance. I'm sorry. I have no respect for those people. I just don't, because it's just not true. You know, all trading is based on some form of pattern, historical data. Otherwise, you're just throwing a dart. I mean, you're looking at something, right? And everything makes a pattern. So whether you're looking at year patterns, month pattern, week pattern, day pattern, all the way down to 1-minute pattern, there's a pattern. There's patterns everywhere. So if you're saying that candlestick patterns don't make any sense, then you're not mathematically sane. Sorry, that was maybe a little harsh, but patterns do matter, guys. Let me before I get into the other platforms. So what is this one? This looks like something. This is a shooting star. So that's a pretty high rated one too. So the shooting star is 73.1%, you know. So some people might call that an evening star at the top, a morning star when it's at the bottom of a move. I don't see any right here, but that could have been, you know, possibly, not really, because it's supposed to be more up. I was looking for a morning star. It's not marked, but that's an evening star where most of the wick's above it at the top of a trend, and it's a small body. So, I mean, shooting star or evening star, which is a huge 73.1%. It's going to turn around, and it turned around. Now you're looking at your moving averages, the 20, you know, the 9. You're looking where your VWAP is. You're looking at support and resistance. You're looking at the scalping indicator. You kind of take it all in really quick to make your decision, you know. And all these things matter. You have to throw them in the mix. Why wouldn't you want to? Just like this new indicator. This told you it's turning around, and it turned around, you know. And this one, it said it's going to turn around, and it did. It just consolidated first. Said it's going to turn around. It turned around. You know, this one, not right away. It kind of did, then closed above it, consolidated, and then went down. And this said turn around, and just, you know. So I just wanted to point that out. I mean, let me just go into a. Let me open up this 5-minute chart on NVIDIA so you can see how, actually, let me open up the day chart first so you can see where I put my trend lines. Now, this is something I would do with swing trading. I just marked this a little while ago as a possible exit if it kept going down, where I might want to get out. But this, it can't really hit my max loss unless it drops below $100. So, but I just have to say to myself, look at everything when it gets this low. But let's talk about what we have here. So, okay. So I started to mark my trend lines way back at $45. Now, I've got a bunch of videos about how to mark your trend lines. In the end, if you're trading a swing trade that's a week or a month, it doesn't make any sense unless you're ending up somewhere where you need, you want to get it near your price action, right? So that will help you decide on the other levels. But obviously you want to, as you stretch it out, I'll show you trend here. So here's a trend line, right? So if I was to stretch out a new trend line, I'll set it down at a low. So as you're pulling this around, you're looking for areas. So if I wanted to go right there, it hits here, here, and then it hits here, here. Now that this action's coming down so far, I didn't really think it would, but I might want to pick that. I don't think I'd hit that lone candle. I think I'd be more inclined to snap it at this group. If I pulled it up a little bit, I could catch this, but I'm kind of already representing that. So I think I would, if I'm going to make another one, I think I'd make it like right there. So now I captured that, and that. So you're looking for a low that it might repel, bounce back off of. And that's when I originally set these before I took the trade. I didn't consider it going that low. But I was trying to end up in an area, and it's almost where I thought would be the lowest. And then I set another one here where I kind of went across the top of that. It's almost like I set that for an ascending resistance, but and then I kind of, it's not perfect here, and then I wanted to catch all these and end up in an area where it might make a difference. So this is pretty subjective. I mean, I could have snapped it and gone straight up here, and then it would have been way up here. It would have been, $200 before it hit it, So when you're setting your trend lines, if it's not long term, you're going to want to set the trend lines in an area where it might actually become, useful for you. So that's that. Now on these levels here, the horizontal lines that you see going across. So I would, if you're an RV trader, like you've seen my RV strategy, I'm going to try to capture historical data where the stock turned around. So here's one, here's quite a few. It hit here again, it hit here. Here's another area. I'm not sure why that's marked. It could be that this is marked on a 4 hour, so I might want to look at the 4 hours here because this seems a little off kilter here. Yeah, that's definitely on the 4 hour there. This one's marked, but anyway, I put them at levels that I got a little alerts to look to see. That's my anchored VWAP there too. So I do different little things that you guys haven't seen me do more for swing, and I will be getting into that with you. But these are historical data levels that I personally, from what I saw, I wanted to watch. Now my feeling was I wanted to pick it up at 137. I got it higher than that. I got it 138.65. I went in a little early, and then it kept going down, as you can see. So I'm a little depressed about that, but I only went in with 1/3 of my share size. So I planned on adding it as it went up, but I may, and I still might do that after it's kind of hit a rock bottom, what I feel is rock bottom, like when it retraces back up. Like if it hits this and gets like back up here, I might start adding so I don't miss the move up. But I will add all the way down to $100. I will add, I'm going to wait till it stops. If it gets to 100, I will probably add there no matter what. And then that would make my position $19 less than it is here. So that would be in 119 or whatever, $119. I cannot believe NVIDIA is not going to go back up into the 140s. So I originally set my target price right there. Depending on, because this is a short-term swing. I mean, like a week, 2 weeks. So I'm a little surprised. I've got to make this up. But what I love about NVIDIA or Apple, not Tesla. I'm going to pull Tesla out of that. But these large mega caps, unless there's some huge problem in the market, they're going to come back. So I can afford to wait and play the long game and get the money that I want to get. So I really want to get this. if I add to it, I can make just as much money by taking a little bit less and then maybe swing it again, you know. So that's sort of the way I look at it. And this is just showing you on this account. It's not where I hold my position. So I think that's what I wanted to cover about that, so you knew what I was doing. So I'm giving you some current data about where I'm at just before the market closes or whatever. But yeah, no, we got time. So just so you know what my way of thinking is there. Now let's go back to this 1 minute chart and go ahead and bring in some of the other indicators here, so you can see how they might affect the price action here. So we're going to go into the MMC, and these are the custom ones. Okay, so let's first put in the market magnet. That's no labels. Yeah, I just put in the one with no labels. Keeps things a little less busy. And am I on today? I am. So this is going to give me, based on 50% range large cap that I scripted myself. This is an amazing indicator you're going to want to get. Where are we? Where are we? Here we are. So we're way out of the range of it right now. It's way down here. So usually it would tell you to turn around. It seems like is this recouping today? This seems like, oh yeah. This is all the way down to, it was down to 131. So that's nice to know. I know my position's not down as many thousands of dollars as it was. So that's good. Maybe this is the beginning. And maybe over the weekend, over the long weekend here, this is going to go get up to 148 and sell. Anyway, so, and I have alerts set, so I can go in and do my funny business when I need to. But this indicator is amazing. Let me see what it looks like on Tesla maybe. Tesla got some higher volume right now. It looks like it's a little bit more active in Tesla here. I have my hotkeys on, so you're seeing weird stuff because I was trading with hotkeys earlier. So let me explain to you on where it actually works here. So this is telling you to go back the other way. This is the range. This is telling you to go back down. Okay, this is the magnet, we call it, where most of the volume, it's showing you where most of the volume has been, and these are the other areas of volume. So it works like a magnet. It's actually the opposite way. It's showing you how the price action already worked there, but I like to look at it like a living thing. This, if you've seen me scalp with this is amazing. It's based on the original volume profile. It's got a little bit different math formula set for mega and large caps, and it's a little bit more dynamic. It's definitely worth getting. I'll have a link to it. So that's one indicator you might want to get. Let's go over to the others. I keep getting asked the same questions, guys, and that's why I'm going over these. So, so we've already got the scalping indicator. These are just different types of scalping indicators. Prayer indicator, power of the force. They're lots of fun. Oh, here's the new one that should be out now for everybody, the whole and half dollar. So it's a big mess, as you can see. Wow, it left the range. So good, I get to show you how to set the range differently. It's still in there, but this is showing you every whole and half dollar, which is the psychological support and resistance for traders. They put trades in there, and basically it shows you how to trade with the crowd, and it's particularly when you're trading the RV strategy, or now the open strategy too. Look at how these levels were respected. You know, it's kind of like creating channels. So you can just remember these and not get these scripts, or you can mark these lines yourself. But this just makes it a heck of a lot easier that it just comes up from the open and goes, I think it's $10 either way, so it's hard to get out of its range. But if you did get out of its range, you just go in here and you put the price in. So right now, what is the price? What did it, oh, I didn't see what it was at. I can't do it. Well, anyway, oh, it's 333 right now, and it's almost out of it. So if you wanted to do this where you were at, so let's say 337, it's going to pull those lines down. Say apply, okay. And now you're going to be more in the middle here because I adjusted where it started. It's not starting from open anymore. So now you're not going to follow it. And that was something that I added to the script that was requested, that you can, depending on the stock you trade, you can make sure that it's always good. What it does is it starts at the open and then goes $10 each way. Now in a stock like Tesla, which is redonkulous, its ATR is $17.89. See down there. Watch when I go over that candle. Just a few candles, $17. So if that went all in the same direction, then you would be out of this. That's why having the adjustment is handy. Now, as I add these in, it's going to get more and more crowded. Some of these you might want on other charts. That's one of the reasons I put the multi-chart alignment over here. So I could see what the 5-minute candle was doing, the 15-minute candle, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Why does that matter, guys? That matters because some people only trade on those time increments. So you get to see what they're thinking. Now, you can certainly open these charts and look. This is just a crap load faster. And normally it's over here. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. And I'll probably take away some of these others just so. Multi-time alignment, no labels. Let's see, multi-time labels only. No, we want multi-time alignment with labels. This is the one we want. And let me get rid of the whole $0.50 for right now and the market magnet so we're not getting overwhelmed here. Okay, so now let's take a look. Now, all these are designed to make it easier and easier and easier for you to call trades. You may only want to use a couple. I would use them all, but some people get overwhelmed by how crowded it gets. So what do these mean? So this means that the 5-minute candle that everybody's looking at, because you're at a 1 minute, that a lot of people only take trades on 5 minutes. So these are lines, vertical lines going up are every 5-minute increments. So you know when it gets right here, just before the candle flips, you want to look up, what are all the 5-minute people seeing? And if it's right here, you're saying, what are all the 5, 10, and 15-minute people seeing? And if you were following along here, it'd be 5, 15. You know that anything lower increment, most likely seeing the same thing. So what are they seeing if they only take their trades there? So it's sometimes hard to call when you look at a 1 minute. You're in this micro vision that these are all green right now. So you might think, oh, that's red or something, but it's not. It's green. So let's open. Here's the 15 minutes so we can see. What's that 15-minute candle? It's green, right? So what's it saying? The 30-minute. This is a 30-minute chart. There it is. It's green. It's almost unbelievable when you look at the 1 minute. Now we'll look at the 1 hour. Green. 4 hour. So it can really be deceiving. Green. They're right on the verge, a cusp. See, it just turned red. So this must be red up here now. Oh, it's probably, going back and forth. It went back to green before I closed it looks like. But so many more people trade at the higher time increment. More people trade the 4 hour than the 1 hour. More people trade the 1 hour than the 30-minute. More people trade the 30-minute than the 10-minute. And so on and so on. Whatever time increment you're trading, most people like the longer time frames because it's less stressful. So you'll get more traders, or they're taking, and the institutions do too. They're looking at the longer moves overall on a 4-hour chart or something. Watch CNBC sometime. You can see. So knowing not that I really like CNBC, but see, there it is. The 4 hour did change. So it must be changed here now. It must be like right. Yeah, now it's red again. So, but you don't have to go looking at charts. You don't have to have them all open because this tells you, and then it also tells you when to make the decision. So right now, I would look at this. Although the sellers went down, I wish I could pause this. This is telling me sellers went down. This is telling me that it should go red, but this is making me think no. This said it's going to turn around. This is going to go long. When it pops through here, I bet it goes long because you got that arrow that's running a minute behind. you got the sellers went down in strength, right? So, you read all these and it helps you. I don't have the market magnet open, but that probably was going to tell you too. And there it goes. There it goes up. And I called that before it even happened. It hasn't even flipped over here yet because it was so strong. So that's 63. That went all the way up to that was 22 cents, 21 cents real quick on that move. So where is this going to close? Is it going to continue to tell you that it should go up? See, look at that. So that arrow popped for a second like, no, don't go down. Look at it go. So that's how easy that was to call. Now, some of you might be saying, I got lucky. Well, that part of me did get lucky. I mean, because honestly, there's no for sure here. But you're just trying to get an edge, right? It's just the probability and then being able to react quickly. Maybe 5 cents is just fine. 10 cents, just get out. Get out with your 100 shares, $5, $10, because it's starting to see how the sellers are taking over here. 97%. I mean, I'd definitely be thinking about getting out of my position, especially if it gave me an opportunity and pop back up. I'd say, you know what? I'm done with these reindeer games. I'm just going to take my profit. Then I also would look at patterns. Here's coming down with a spinning top. That told you it's going to go up, right? So a lot of patterns that weren't really definitive. Look, there it goes. So then I would have been, after I got out of the reindeer games, I would have been pissed off. Now this is saying that it's going down with that arrow, right? So what happens? 100% sellers. Arrow said it's going down, But you're in the middle, so you might want to wait for all the 15-minute people, and that was the star of our show right now that I was trying to explain. But I get caught up because I'm a short-term scalper that I could take 4 trades in here before I make that decision. So it's all in how you want to trade. So that's another one that I make sure I have on my, I don't necessarily need these because I can remember when the 5 minutes coming up from down here. And if the chart gets too crowded, I'll just do the labels only. I know they offer them both ways at the $1 Million Margin Club. So you just might want to put the labels on another chart so you can quickly see them and not interfere with where you're trading. That was a request I got, so I made it that way for the $1 Million Margin Club. Did I get everything? I haven't finished this one yet, so I'm still back testing that one. We talked about the market management, multi-time alignment, multi-time alignment with labels, and scalping. I don't have. Oh, there's the dashboard. Oh, let me pull that in. That's really cool. So this is the dashboard. So let me get some of these others off so it's not so crowded. I'll do that. All right, so there's the dashboard that I designed. Now, most of these I've seen, it's not like I invented the dashboard, but I do little tweaks that make them more unique based on my experience trading and what I'm asked. I'm surprised that's not there because I was waiting for that to pop up. So they're all across the top. So this is one of the things I added because I trade market a lot and I wanted to see what the spread was offering me at any given moment. But this is what I would get from the market maker. Not the spread. What are they going to give me on the spread, at any given moment when I hit that button. But this has these scalping indicators sort of combined up here. So, but what it wouldn't have is your, the columns. So, you'd still want them both. But, and then the last one, it's just sometimes you just want to look up really quick and not look down here. So, or you could put this over on a 5 minute as well if you're using the level, the active trader to take your trades and you don't care about that. The bid and the ask. You could look here. If you're doing bid and ask, this is really good. If I was trading bid and ask, though, I couldn't take my eyes off this because I learned to do level 2. That's how I first learned. You go into, those of you that are in prop firms know what I mean, but often one of the first tests when you get, in a prop firm, there's different ways you can get into a prop firm. And basically, I used to quarterback for large groups of traders where I would call the trades out. So I got to see all stuff like that going on around me. But different criteria to get in, but the ones that are not just trying to take your trades and they're out there that you never really get money, it's like some weird kind of, I don't know, I don't really want to call it a pyramid scheme, but somehow their cut gets big where you never get, and you can just read stuff to see all those complaints. The real legit ones though, and there's quite a few really good ones, and you can find them on YouTube too. You can just Google and read about them because there are legit prop firms for sure. But basically, there's different criteria to get in. Usually, it means you have to show you've been winning, so that because they're going to invest their money with you and take a chance, right? And then you have to, and usually when you start, you're very limited how much money's at your disposal, and then besides showing, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Besides showing a strategy, oh, I know what I was going to say. Hang on. Obviously, guys, we are not edited. So if you want to learn different stuff from me, the professor, you have to go through my weird idiosyncrasies of how to learn stuff. So, and I have a line, so I'm proud of myself. There's lots of people that want to learn from the professor. But what a lot of prop firms do is they close everything but the level 2. Like, you can only take trades looking at these numbers. No candlestick charts, no indicators. Prove to me you can read level 2 and make money off of this, and then we'll up your account size. We'll let you trade with more money. And then after you prove it, of course, you can open all the other stuff, because why not make it easier? But I see a lot of prop firms do that, and those are the ones that they're really looking for those $20 million a year traders. Not even $1 million, $20, $30 million a year traders. If you talk to anybody or correspond with anybody or just watch online, the fastest way to do well trading is scalping and day trading. But it's a skill, and that's where you have to overcome yourself by cutting your losses at the max loss per trade, max loss per day, and trading in a simulator for a long time. No matter what person you're listening to, me included, online, if anybody's saying this strategy, this indicator, these combinations automatically will win, then run away. Because there's nothing that's automatic. Read Mark Douglas. That'll tell you. And then you get there in the journey. You will get there. So I know I've said this a lot in the last few episodes, but I do know about a few people that are struggling, and that, sometimes, and I hate to say it, but if you go into a trader rehab, you've been trading live, and then you stop trading live because it seems so easy, and then suddenly you're down 10K or 20K or, God forbid, 50 or 100K, and you go into trader rehab and you either go on a sim or you cut your share size down to like 50 shares so you can't get in too much trouble, whatever, and then you're starting to work for you again. And then you get back in and you lose money again. And this happens over and over and over again. It may be that scalping is not where you should be. You might need to be really focused on options, which you can, of course, scalp options too. You might want to focus on swing trading, long-term trading. You might be a super ace. So I do say it takes 3 or 5 years to get good at scalping. I would say that if you're consistently losing after that long, then it's something up here, right? That's not your strong point. Your strong point's another place. It's way better than a lot of other people. So don't say that, oh, I'm a failure. There's something there that's better than anybody else. You just have to find it, right? And I believe in you. You can find it. But this is what I do. This is what I show. So it's not for every single person. But I think most of you, it's for if you learn to control yourself, is my main point. But I honestly think that the 95% failure rate is slowing down. It's getting better and better as the more tools come out, the more teachers come online that aren't just, again, if they say they know, if you buy this course, if they say you're going to become a profitable trader, that's your first sign that something's wrong. It's not, they know they can't say that. If they're a profitable trader, they can't say you're going to be too. They can't do it, So, and I see those commercials all the time, and they freak me out that I don't know how many people get sucked in by those. Most likely, you're not watching this anymore. So anyway, guys, at the bottom of episode 3 will be this free script for the treasure hunt. So at the bottom of episode 3, you're going to get the free script. So look for that. But I will put the layout under the information right away at the end of this video. But remember what I said, and this will only be free for a little while. And if you waited to the end to get the information, then you fooled me because I forgot to mention it. I almost forgot to totally mention it. So I don't have Charlie. She's not here helping me today. But I do have some people up here that were just waving like, you didn't mention the thing. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope everybody that's in America enjoys the holiday. And I will catch up with you all soon. Remember to stay inquisitive and stay green. And hopefully I covered everything I was supposed to. All right. I'll see you guys down the road. Be careful out there.